Hey friends! Well, it has been a really long time since I did a Facebook Live video, but I thought, why not start it up again? Funny story, a couple weeks ago, I noticed that my youngest daughter, who is 4, was telling me thumbs up on things. I'm like, oh, I wonder where she learned that. And then she finally said, Mommy, thumbs up or thumbs down, like you said on your video. I think she's watched me make a video like maybe twice, but apparently she thought that was a great way to like judge the world. So I'm back with thumbs up and thumbs down, but also just want to catch up with you guys. It has been several weeks since I have done one of these videos because it has been total chaos in my house, in my life. Funny thing is, when said chaos first began, I had to really heavily rely on somebody at work and someone who had just started, and I was training her, but because things got crazy for me, she had to take over a lot of things all at once. And I said, oh, Grace, I'm so sorry. My life is not normally like this. Like, this never happens. I don't know why I said that. I'm a big liar. Grace, if you watch this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you. In my ideal world, my life is not always crazy, and drama and chaos are rare. But in reality, it just seems to find me. I swear I don't go looking for it. I really don't, but it happens. So almost 7 weeks ago, I posted here in Facebook asking you guys what I should buy on my very first trip to Trader Joe's. A friend and I were planning a little grown-up field trip to drive down to a different part of the city to go to Trader Joe's, and you all had so many suggestions, so many, over 100 comments. My favorite was the person who said, buy all the things. And so I was making a list of what I should buy and what the most people suggested. And because obviously I couldn't buy all the things. I mean, I only have so much money to spend at a grocery store I never go to. But all the things did sound wonderful. So I was really excited. I was taking my younger daughter, my 4-year-old, with me. And on that same day, my 10-year-old was going on a field trip with her school to the skating rink. All week long, my husband and I had been joking with her, just teasing her, saying, hey, don't break your leg. Well, my friend and I pulled into the Trader Joe's parking lot, and I had my phone in my hand so that I could look at all your wonderful suggestions for all the things I should buy, and it rang. And I looked at the number, and I didn't recognize it, and so I ignored it because I don't like talking to people on the phone. And so we got a cart. Well, actually, we got 2 carts because we were going to buy almost all the things. And we went inside the store, like stepped 1 foot into the store, and my phone rang again, same phone number. I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. So I answered it, and it is the school nurse at my daughter's school. She has gone on the field trip with them, and she says, Annalyn has fallen. Hey, Hillary. Hey, Tamara. She said, Annalyn has fallen and hurt her leg really bad. Can you come get her, or should we call an ambulance? And my first thought, because I am, if nothing else, Mom of the Year, was, oh my gosh, do not call an ambulance because they are really expensive. But also, I know my daughter, and I know that she goes from like 0 to 10 over a paper cut. So I'm thinking, okay, she's fine. So I say, no, I'm actually like at a different part of town. It's going to take, like, in my friend's car. And so it's going to take me an hour to get back to my car and then back to the skating rink to get her. And the nurse said, okay, then we need to call the ambulance. And I started thinking, maybe this is kind of serious. So as it turns out, it was, she did, in fact, break her leg. And she broke it real good. We do like to say in our house that it's go big or go home. And so when she came home, it was with a cast that went from her toes to her middle of thigh. Oh, Tamara, yes. I just ignored the call because I didn't know the number. I didn't. So yeah, thanks. Solidarity. So for 7 weeks, my 10-year-old has had a very large, very heavy, very inconvenient cast on her leg, and it has caused all the drama in the world. I had no idea. I'd never broken a bone at all. And like when I was growing up, my brother and sister, they never broke bones. So I had no idea what trauma it is and how much of a huge, I mean, hassle doesn't even seem to cover it. I won't get into the details because I just won't even. But this is a child who was challenging to start with. And you add trauma of a broken leg and the inconvenience of a cast, and it has just been non-stop stress. I mean, it's gotten better. The first several days, weeks were really bad, but it's gotten better. Outbursts and tantrums are fewer and farther between. So we're making progress. And actually, tomorrow we go to the doctor and she's going to have the big cast taken off and a shorter one put on, which is great news. Kid will finally be able to get showers on the regular. However, that means she'll have to start using crutches instead of wheelchair, and she's not happy about that, to put it lightly. So it'll just bring a whole new set of challenges. But anyway, so that's what's been going on. It's just been, I mean, I had no idea. I feel like whenever I've heard people talk about their kid broke a bone, I feel like I was probably sympathetic. Like, oh, that's sad. But I had no idea. That's like the end of the world. So that's taken up a lot of my time and energy. So that thumbs down for school field trip to the skating rink at a broken leg and a kid who cannot handle that situation. Big thumbs down. Also, while I'm at it, thumbs down that I had to put my cat to sleep. My cat of 17 years, my baby, to sleep. So that was really sad. But it's not been all sad. And I'll get to the fun stuff in just a second. But I want to catch up with you guys, and I want to tell you what's been going on with me too. So some thumbs up things. So I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I lose track. I don't even know what day it is. A few weeks ago, I got to go to Kentucky to stay in a lake house with 4, 5, 6. Jeez, I can't even count. 6 great friends of mine. These are other writers and bloggers and small business owners who we are kind of initially, like, we were in like a mastermind group, I guess, where we just shared tips and advice and supported each other in our business ventures. But we've really turned into a group of really close friends, and I talk to them daily on Voxer. Do you guys use Voxer? It's like a walkie-talkie, but better because it records it so you can listen when you want to. So if you don't like talking on the phone, but you miss like talking to people, get Voxer. It's a free app. It's so awesome. You can text and talk. It's so awesome. Everyone should use it. Anyway, so the 7 of us went to a lake house in Kentucky for the weekend, and it was amazing. It was so refreshing. I snore really badly, so I got a bedroom to myself because I didn't want to keep anyone else awake. And so it was refreshing. They let me sleep in. Nobody bothered me. Nobody needed me to take them to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And we got to talk work, but we got to talk ministry and family and just all the stuff. And it was amazing. I'm so thankful I had that time away. So big thumbs up for that. And I mean, there's been lots of little thumbs up along the way. Adrian, my 4-year-old, just had her very first dance recital. That was adorable. So cute. If you have not seen her dance on Instagram, you should go over and watch it because I might be biased, but I think she is pretty much the cutest thing ever. So you can go look. You can vote. Say if she's that cute or not. She is. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of blogging. Haven't been doing Facebook live videos, but I have been watching TV and reading books because, first of all, it takes a whole lot to stop me from doing those things. Second of all, when life gets hard, I want to escape into a made-up world. Oh, Hillary and Tamara, you're sweet. So TV and books are always there for me. So I've got some thumbs up and one thumbs down. So really it's almost all good news. All right, so the first thumbs up is I think I saw a Facebook ad for this show. And by the way, I have talked about almost all of these things over in my Facebook group. So we're on my Facebook page now. But if you want a more intimate conversations, just a fun, safe, guilt-free, judgment-free place to talk about pop culture and fun stuff, like movies and books and TV shows, head over to the couch where we just hang out and talk about this stuff. So that's my little plug. All right, back to the thumbs. Okay, I think I saw a Facebook ad for this show. And when I saw it, I could not believe I'd never heard of it before. I was just shocked. So it's a show called Hollywood Darlings. And let's see if I can describe it. So it is starring, Jodie Sweetin. I've blanked on her name. Jodie Sweetin from Full House. Beverly Mitchell, who was in Seventh Heaven, and Christine Lakin, who was in Step by Step. So they're in the show playing themselves, but it's like surely it's a fictionalized version of themselves. Just all about their lives as like child celebrities grown up, still kind of in the business. Now they're married and they're moms, and they use a lot of F words, but it's bleeped out, but still, it's not a show for kids. Heads up. It is hilarious. It is super funny. It's on a channel called Pop TV. I don't know. I don't have that with my cable show. Yeah, Hillary, it's totally a power triangle. It's super funny. The episodes are about 20 minutes long. Now, I will say, a few of them kind of drag, and I think they would be perfect at 10 minutes. But 20 minutes is what we have. I just watched all 8 episodes in the first season, and I watched it on the Pop TV website, and it was free. Somebody over in the Facebook group said that it's also on Hulu Live, which I don't have, so I can't verify that for you, but you could check it out if you have Hulu Live. So it's called Hollywood Darlings. Apparently the second season just started, but I watched all of the first, and it's just silly. If you grew up in, if you were a kid in the 90s watching TV, you will probably appreciate it. There are lots of guest stars that you will recognize. And it's just silly. It's just funny. So, definitely thumbs up for that. Second thumbs up. Now, this is a big surprise. We are living in the age of the reboot, and I have some mixed feelings on that. Some of them are good. Some of them are stupid. I just heard this morning that we're going to get a third Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure movie. I didn't know that we needed that. Not that I didn't like the first one. I don't remember watching the second one, but I probably did. But apparently that's what we do now. Okay, so I saw an ad for a Karate Kid. Would it be called a reboot? Not a reimagining. Reunion? Revival? Okay, here's the thing. It's called Cobra Kai. And it is a TV show on YouTube Red, which is YouTube, but then you had to pay for it. Okay, so the trailer, which I'll put all this in the notes of this video for you guys, or you could join my group, and it's all over there. Because I said, how could this possibly be good? This is so dumb. I even watched the trailer, and I'm like, oh, come on. You're telling me that Daniel-san is no longer the good guy. He's kind of obnoxious. And what's the Johnny? Is that his name? The blonde guy, right? That got kicked in the face. He's the one we're supposed to root for? I don't know. I watched the trailer and I thought it looked ridiculous. Like, who needs this? But then I read some reviews, guys, from critics that I usually agree with, that I respect, that I trust their opinion, and they all said it was good. What? So I watched it. It was good. Fine. Okay. It was good. It was good. I have no excuse. I have no defense. Tamara, that's so funny. Yes, how do you say his last name? Macchio? Is that how you say it? Yeah, he was very cute. So yeah, I've watched the first 2 episodes of Cobra Kai. I think there are 10 episodes. They're all about half an hour long. The first 2 are free on YouTube, but then you have to subscribe to YouTube Red to watch the other 8. However, you can subscribe for free for a month. You do not need a month to watch 8 half-hour episodes. Come on. So I'm sure I'm going to watch the rest of them because, I mean, it's pretty, I don't want to say dark, maybe dreary. Like, it is not fun, and it's not fun, except in the way of, like, nostalgia. But it is good. It was good. So there you go. Thumbs up to one more reboot, Cobra Kai on YouTube Red. And then this is not a new show at all. But I just binge watched the second half, or the most recent episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You guys watch this show? I've always been kind of a Fairweather fan. I haven't watched faithfully, but I've watched most of it. But I don't know, earlier this year, I just realized I was kind of bored. So I'm like, you know what? There's too much TV to watch. I don't have time for this. So I took it off my DVR and I stopped watching. Well then, of course, what do you know? All of a sudden I'm reading everywhere that Brooklyn Nine-Nine is having its best season ever. And it might also be canceled. Like, this might be the last season. And I'm nothing if not a sucker for a last season. Like, I will return to a show for a final season just so I can cry and say goodbye. I did it for Spin City. I did it for Friends, but Friends was like 3 more seasons because they kept saying, this is the final season. Just kidding. So, yeah, so I just watched, like, I don't know, 10 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it was good. Maybe I just needed a break. Maybe we just needed some space, me and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But if you like sitcoms, if you, Hillary, I don't know for sure that it's going to be canceled. I think it's on the bubble. Believe me, I will let you know. But yeah, thumbs up, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't, either you're good again, or I appreciate you again. Maybe I'm just in the mood for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Who knows? But I liked it. I kept watching episode after episode after episode. All right, so those are some thumbs up for me, but I do have a thumbs down. And I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys watching right now have read this book. Or maybe some people who watch tomorrow or later have seen it. I feel like I'm going to get yelled at. So there's this trilogy, and it's young adults, like sci-fi, dystopian, blah, blah. It's called Red Rising, and it's by Pierce Brown. And apparently, I'm the only person who doesn't like it. I don't know. I heard about this book a couple years ago. I don't know exactly how old it is. I mean, it's not super old, but like a couple years ago, I heard somebody, a writer that I really like, talked about how it was his favorite book ever and everyone should read it. And so I put it on my list of books I want to read, but it's a very long list. Well, then Kendra, who is she does the Lazy Genius Collective. If you guys don't listen to her podcast or read her blog, you should. She talks a lot about pop culture, but also she talks about being a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't, which is what I love. So she talked about this book and how it is the best book, her favorite book, maybe not her favorite book. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she talked about loving this book, this whole trilogy. So I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I wanted to read that. So I got it from the library. And then it sat next to my chair in the living room in a stack of books for a long time. It was so overdue. Like I renewed it And then I tried to renew it again, and the library said, no, can't do that. And then I had so many books sitting on, so it's like a little cube storage thing. It's just 2 cubes. I was sitting on the floor next to it. What was I doing on the floor? I don't know. And I went to stand up, and I put my hand on top of it to like help myself up because I'm almost 40, and smashed it. Just smashed that like particle board real good. But it wasn't like totally broken. But then a few days later, it got totally broken because I had stacked so many books on it from the library and that I'd bought. Just so many. There were probably 25 books stacked on this little cube storage, broken shelf. And it just, books go flying everywhere. Anyway, my point is, I realized Red Rising had was on the very bottom. So I pull it out. I'm like, okay, stop buying books, Mary. Stop it. It's bad. I buy too many books. Don't tell Mark. Anyway, so I'm like, I'm going to read the books I have. That's what I'm going to do. So I start reading it, and it is so boring. I can't even, I don't sit and not read. Like, I will read, I read while I'm eating. I read, I'm reading. I have the Kindle app on my phone. I'm never without a book or a whole bunch of books. But I was just I was choosing to just sit or, I don't know, clean instead of read this book, which is obviously a sign that something's wrong. So I tried to push through and I couldn't do it. So I decided, even though it might be some people's very favorite book, very favorite trilogy, the best YA sci-fi dystopian story world building thing ever, it's just not for me, guys. It's just not for me. So I had to remember that just because something might be for almost everyone doesn't mean that it's for me. So I took that book back to the library. I just gave it back. Oh, Tamara, I feel your pain. I have a book buying problem for sure. So anyway, sorry to all the fans, but Red Rising by Pierce Brown, thumbs down. Which leads me to, I figured it was hollered. All right, my last thumbs up is the Avengers movie. Have you guys seen it yet? I'm waiting for answers. Anyone? Have you seen it? I'm not going to give you any spoilers. Although I have noticed that spoilers abound. You could just be walking around the world of Facebook and all of a sudden, boom, there it is right in your face. You're not going to get it here. I will just tell you that I went on Instagram. I did a story and a post. My face was I couldn't stop my face from doing this for the hour after the movie. And it was so funny. I talked about this on Instagram, but in case you guys didn't see that, so everyone is walking out. And it's pretty quiet. I think we're all kind of what just happened? Although I will say my husband was not quiet. He had many opinions about what just happened. Anyway, so there's a couple in front of us as we're walking down the stairs, and the guy turns to the lady with him and says, I've been in theaters where people clap at the end of movies. And I leaned forward because apparently I thought I should be part of this conversation. And I said, this is not that movie. Because it wasn't. And we all laughed. And then we were quiet again because our faces were like this. What just happened? So yeah, if you haven't seen it, try to avoid the spoilers. It is really good. It's also really long. So be prepared. Make sure you look up what time it's going to end. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I'm giving it a thumbs up. Tamara, don't even ask me what happened. I'm not going to tell you. I just said I'm not going to give spoilers. Yeah, so that's what I've got. Hollywood Darlings, Cobra Kai, Brooklyn Nine, thumbs up. Red Rising, thumbs down. And Avengers Infinity War, big, shocked, confused thumbs up. Yeah, so Tamara asked me at church on Sunday. If you haven't seen it, I will tell you all about it. All right, so that's what's been going on with me. That's all the thumbs up and thumbs down I could think of, but I'd really love to hear what's been going on with you guys. So feel free to fill me in the comments. Let me know what you've been up to for the last couple months, and hopefully we can start having these chats a little more often. All right, well, we have made it through half the week. We can make it to the other side. All right, bye guys. Have a good night.